So this is something I've always wondered. I don't know why I never looked into it before, but what is the maximum amount you can get from Social Security? Yeah, it's not easy. It's difficult to get that. But what's the amount? I'll tell you in a couple seconds here. First of all, I got all this information from Bankrate. Social Security was never meant to cover all your expenses when it was created way back during FDR's day. It is meant to help you to supplement your retirement, not to cover everything. So those people that earn this maximum amount, yeah, they're getting a big chunk of change. So what are the key requirements for getting the maximum amount? There are three of them. Number one, you had to work at least 35 years. That's what they go off. That's what Social Security goes off of. So if you have any big zeros in those 35 years, let's say you work 30, you're not going to get anywhere near the maximum amount. Number two, you have to be earning at or above the taxable wage base for 35 years. Okay, that's the second requirement of three. And number three, you had to have delayed Social Security until 70 years old. Delaying until 70 increases benefits by 8% per year after your full retirement age for most of us, which will be 67 years old. Okay? Hey, for those of you guys see me for the first time, my name is Duane, and this is a channel for retiring on moderate income. If that's something you think you might like, think about subscribing and like the video as well. So how is Social Security calculated? There are four steps. The first one, it takes your 35 highest earning years after the age of 21. Now, in my case, I'm going to have some partially earned years over the last, probably 3-4 years until I take Social Security. How that will be calculated, I haven't investigated yet, but I know it's a lot better than having a big fat zero for those years. It will help, even though it's minimal. I've been making 24,000, something like that the last couple of years in YouTube income. It's not a lot, but it'll help. Number two, employees pay 6.2% of income and employers pay 6.2% of income. If you are self-employed, you will be paying both of those percentages. I was never self-employed until I started doing this YouTube channel. So those of you who are self-employed, leave me a comment. Was it a big issue? Was it a big chunk of change they're taking out for Social Security? I don't know. And number three, Social Security then, after all these, number three, the numbers from these years are then summed up and indexed for inflation by Social Security office. Okay, so there's a bunch of steps going into it here. And the fourth thing is Social Security applies a graduated formula that is supposedly very secret to determine your overall Social Security benefit that you will receive. So a lot of steps go into this. I'm probably looking at somewhere in the low 2,000 per month, depending on how far I delay this out. If I take it next year, might be somewhere around 2,300. If I bump that out to 65, could be closer to 2,600 a year. That's not bad, since I was initially expecting to take this at 62 before I started my YouTube channel. So, it's not going to be the 8% per year you get between 16-year-old Duane again coming out. I don't know what the deal is. Allergies? I'm not sure. But it's not going to be the 8% you get between 67 and 70 every year by delaying Social Security, but it'll be around 7%. So each year you delay that from 62 up to 67, look at around like a 7%, around that approximate increase. Not bad. If you're good at investing, what a lot of people do is they will take this Social Security income and invest it because they think they're going to get more than they would by delaying it. If you're not comfortable with that, kind of makes sense to delay it as long as you can, right, guys? Unless you really need the money. So, what is the maximum Social Security benefit First of all, going back to that taxable wage base. The taxable wage base for 2025 is $176,600. So going back to step 2, under the requirements to qualify for the max, that would mean you are earning at or above the taxable wage base for 35 years. Okay, this is a channel for people on moderate income. I don't think many of us will have done that. But for those that have, if you have done all the steps that I talked about earlier, the maximum amount of Social Security benefit that you could get at age 62 is $2,831 a month. Doesn't sound like much, right? Really doesn't sound like much. Again, Social Security was not invented to cover all your expenses in retirement. It's not what it's for. It's there to supplement your income. If you waited until your full retirement age of 66 or 67, the maximum benefit you can get is $4,018 per month. Okay, look at the big difference between 62 and let's say 67. $1,200 almost. That shows you. Now, percentage-wise, if you're looking at a lower amount, it's not going to be $1,200. Might be closer to 600, 700, even less. But that just shows you just the difference between 4 or 5 years. That's a big chunk of change. And the absolute maximum that you can ever get from Social Security is if you delay your age until 70. The maximum amount you can expect to receive as of 2025 per month is $5,108 a month. And that's a big chunk of change for someone on moderate income. And again, most of us will never get that. To have been earning for 35 years at least $176,100, yeah, I don't think most of us will touch that. But for those that do, nice chunk of change every month, right? Hey guys, I want to give you an update. I know a lot of you watched the episode that Joe Kuhn and I did, our little collaboration. What's it been like? About a week ago now on his channel. And if you haven't, go check it out on his channel, Joe Kuhn, Kuhn. I'm sure most of you know him anyway. Man, I can't tell you how much fun I had doing that. And just, because we are, I wouldn't say complete opposites, but in a lot of cases, I'm single. Yes, I've had a girlfriend for 22 years, but I am not legally married. We live in different houses. We don't cohabitate. We do not share our money isn't pooled together. She has hers, I have mine. So I'm still single. Joe's been married for a long time. He's a grandfather. He has 3 or 4 kids, I believe. And I think a couple, could be wrong, might just be one, grandchild. So just the fact that we're such opposites in a lot of ways, and also in our outlook on investing and retirement in general, I think it makes for a good show. From the comments we've got, I think you guys have liked it. So what I'd like to ask you is if you have any topics you'd like Joe and I to cover, let us know. I'm getting these little, I don't know what's going on. Is it a mouse? Oh, it's a little birdie. Are you hurt? No, he's okay. He's just very inquisitive. If you guys have any topics you want us to cover, if you liked the format that we did the first time, if you didn't, let us know. And the big announcement is we will have episode 2 coming out probably a week from now, maybe a little longer, probably no later than 2 weeks from now. So look for that on my channel, okay? And hopefully we'll be covering topics you guys want to talk about. So I can't tell you the fun I had on that. I have respected Joe and his channel for a long time. Before I even started my channel, before I even retired, I was watching Joe Kuhn. I was also watching Rob Berger. I was also watching Two Sides of Fi. So if you guys have any interest on great retirement channels, especially for those of you that haven't retired yet, check out Joe Kuhn, check out Rob Berger, check out Two Sides of Fi. Those are the 3 that I watched before I retired, and a lot of good information. You know what? For those of you who want more channels, I can recommend more I didn't watch them before I retired because they didn't have a channel yet. Buzz's Retirement Garage. What a great guy. Buzz is a great guy, and he is making it work on Social Security alone. Another one that I can totally recommend is James Canole. I think it's Canole. I really enjoy his. Puts a lot of good information out there. So yeah, those two particularly. I would definitely check those guys out if you have a chance to do so. First three really helped me out, and now that I've gotten into retirement and watching retirement channels, because that's kind of what I do, the last two as well. So there you go, guys. And as always, from the lovely high desert, we got this.